So welcome everybody to this latest video on 162 Maths, and in this video we're doing a GCSE revision on AQA topic test on the higher syllabus with a focus on introducing quadratics and rearranging the formulae. Now there will be a copy of the question sheet in the description below for you to have a go at before watching this video and looking through the answers. So let's get started on this AQA topic test on the higher syllabus looking at quadratics and rearranging the formula. So looking at question 1, it says write x to the power 3 times x to the power 5 all divided by x to the power 2 as a single power of x. So the first thing we need to do is simplify the numerator. So we're multiplying, so we add the powers, so that becomes x to the power of 8. And then we divide, so we take away the powers, giving us an answer of x to the power of 6. With question 1b, we've got to do the same, but this time what we need to do is look at the numbers. So first things first, let's multiply the numbers. So we get 24, and it's going to be y to the power of 3. And then simplifying the bottom, we get 6, and it's going to be y to the power of minus 3. Then dividing the numbers, so we've got 24 divided by 6, which is 4. And then I've got 3 minus 3, which equals 6. So it's going to be 4y to the power of 6. Then moving on to our next question, it says just to expand these double brackets. So again, that should be relatively simple. So x times x is x squared plus 2x minus 5x minus 10. And then simplifying that, we get x squared minus 3x minus 10 as our final answer. Question 3, it says rearrange to make w the subject. So here I've got to get rid of the 2l. So that becomes p equals, or p minus, shall I say, 2l equals 2w. And then I've got to divide everything by 2. So it becomes w equals p minus 2l all divided by 2. And if you want to, you can put that in brackets. Moving on to question 4, it says factorize. Now this is a dot, so difference of 2 squares. So then what I do is I set up my bracket. What do I have to square to get x squared? Well, that's going to be x. What do I have to square to get 36? That's going to be 6. One's a plus, one's a minus. Same thing with 9b, so this is also a difference of 2 squares. So what do you have to square to get 9y squared? Well, that's going to be 3y. What do you have to square to get 16? That's 4. One's a plus, one's a minus, doesn't matter which order you put those in. For question 5, it says simplify fully. So again, looking at the numerator and denominator as two separate things. Let's change colour pen. So here we've got 6a plus 3a, which is 9a. And then we've got 2b minus 8b, which is minus 6b. Then at the bottom, we've got 10a plus 5a, which is 15a. And then we've got 3 take away 7, which is minus 10b. Now from this, what we can then do is factorize. So I can take a 3 out from the top, so that gives me 3a plus 2b. Actually, that should be a minus. Let's go. And there we go. And factorize the bottom, I can take a 5 out. And again, I've got 3a minus 2b, which then I can then cancel the brackets out, leaving with a final answer of 3/5. Moving on to question 6, it says factorize. So again, what I need to do is think of two numbers that add together, so multiply together give me minus 14, but added together give me positive 5. And my two numbers are going to be 7 and 2, and so it's going to be plus 7 and minus 2. Then moving on to question 7, it says here is a rectangle with length is 3x minus 1 centimetres and perimeter is 10x. Work out the expression for the area in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. So first things first, what I need to do is, well, I know that if I just call this, let's just call it y, then I've got 3x minus 1 plus y plus 3x minus 1 plus y equals 10x. So from this, what I've got is I've got 6x minus 2 plus 2y equals 10x. And then here I've got, well, it's going to be 2y minus 2 equals 4x. And then, so looking at this, if I divide everything by 2, I've got y minus 2 equals, y minus 1 rather, equals, y minus 1 equals 2x. So y equals 2x plus 1. So this length here is 2x plus 1. Then from this, what I can then do is work out what the area is going to be. So the area, which is base times the height, so it's going to be 3x minus 1 times 2x plus 1. And expanding all of this out, I get 6x squared plus 3x minus 2x minus 1. Give me a final answer of 6x squared plus x minus 1. Then moving on to our final question, which is question 8, says the curved surface area of a cone is given by A equals pi r/L. The volume of the cone is given by V equals a third pi r squared h, where L is the slant side, h is the perpendicular height, and r is the radius. And question 8a says rearrange the area formula to make r the subject. So what we're looking at is we're looking at this formula here. So if I start with A, we've got A equals pi r/L. Now I want to make r the subject, so let's just get that to the front. We're just doing some basic rearranging, and then what I then want to do is take that over to the side by dividing. So r equals A over pi L. So that's exactly what I'm going to write. So r equals A over pi L. Then it says question B, it says write down the formula that connects L, H and R. Well, in terms of what that looks like, well, that's basically this little right angle triangle. So we need to find a formula that connects the sides of a right angle triangle. So yeah, hopefully you're thinking Pythagoras. So what we've got then is we've got L squared equals H squared plus R squared. Then moving on to our last one, which is 8c, it says work out the volume formula in terms of pi, L and R only. Now in terms of what the formula looks like, well, it looks like V equals a third, and then it's pi R squared H, and I'm sure there's an L in there. There isn't, no. So what we need to do is basically, as you can see, we need to introduce an L but get rid of this H. So looking at this answer from part B, what we've got is we've got L squared equals H squared plus R squared. So being rearranging, we've got H squared equals L squared minus R squared. So H therefore equals the square root of L squared minus R squared. So if I then replace this into this, what I end up with is V equals a third pi R squared, and then replacing L with this, so H with this, we end up with the square root of L squared minus R squared. Let's just put a roof on that square root, and there is our final answer.